Hey guys. Sorry, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, Random Cat here, and we're going to be continuing on with Steins Gate. We're still up to chapter 2 though, which is interesting. It's past midnight. At 8 o'clock, the two of us silently ate cup noodles and warm bananas. Daru said he didn't want any, and ever since then, we've been examining the phone wave named subject to change. I've mainly focused on the terminal mode setting through the X68000. The programs Daru wrote are all wizard class, though, so I can't understand most of them. Kurisu's been examining the AC adapter and the lab's electrical switchboard for a while, though we stopped her when she tried to disassemble them. It's early morning and she still shows no sign of leaving. Where is she staying anyway? She's been in Japan for 1 or 2 months, and she did say she was going back to America this month. The trains aren't running this late, so I guess she might not be able to leave even if she wants to. But in that case, why didn't she leave before the train stopped? Don't tell me she plans to stay. No girls has ever stayed over at the lab. Mayuri has a curfew, so she always goes back home to Ikebukuro. Daru and I frequently stay here, though it's not an exaggeration to say we live here half the time. Maybe it's normal for American girls to stay overnight in labs. Christina, is it okay to stay here this late? Perhaps you should contact your family. No need. What? Do your parents let you do whatever you want? Kurisu turns to me and sighs. I haven't seen my father in 7 years. My mother is in America. I'm living in a hotel right now, understand? What? Live in a hotel? Well, true, renting an apartment for just a month is absurd, but... You damn celebrity. If you're American, then you should at least use a motel instead of a hotel, right? I'm not American, and there aren't any motels in the heart of Tokyo. What sort of hotel? What do you mean? It's a normal hotel in... Okanomizu. Ochanomizu. Then you can walk there from here, can't you? Sure. I see, that's why she's so flexible with her schedule. I finally understand. So tell me about your father. Sorry? You said you haven't seen him in 7 years. Why do you care about my father? You're the one who mentioned him. Isn't that basically a hidden message saying, please give me some advice about my father, please? You're crazy. You are my assistant, and I can't let my assistant have any worries, so tell me everything that's on your mind. Kurisu pouts and says no more. Instead, she glares at the circuit box on the wall. What's wrong? I have nothing to say to you. Oh, I know. Your father was a hero, but then he fell to evil and now he wears a black mask and caves and goes, Hiko. Right? And in the future, you two are destined to fight and... I think I heard Kurisu's teeth grind. You're really mad at me, aren't you? Don't make fun. Kurisu doesn't look me in the eye, but her low voice tells me how mad she is. Of people's family issues like it. You're trampling on my heart. Could her father's situation be a landmine? Maybe I should apologize. I try to think of the words before I can say anything. Hell yeah! boy. Dadu's war cries echoes through the lab. Did you get it?
Mission completo.
Mission completo. Dadu shows his white teeth in a wide grin as he gives a thumbs up. I got the server admin's ID and password. Now we can peep as much as we want. Yahoo! And the IBN 5100 database. That's separate, duh. The server admin's unrelated. I mean, it's a database with normally unreadable code, so there's a limit on who can access it. Doesn't look like even the lab director can access it. There are positions higher than that? There's something called the CERN Executive Council. So they call it a council, eh? What about it? It's a fitting name for our enemy. Kurisu looks at me coldly. Whatever, let's leave the IBN 5100 database for another day. Run a search for data on time travel research. Okie dokie. That Z program we saw last time was suspicious, wasn't it? That and the Jellyman was a report. We couldn't get concrete information on either before. Kurisu stares holes into the monitor. Her angry expression has disappeared. Look carefully and burn it into your eyes, the proof of CERN's actions, its deceit upon the world. Oh yeah, baby! Found the LHC project supervisor. The supervisor, that's a pretty important post. Right, we're peeking inside his computer. Z-do-programo. Z obviously stands for jelly. Jelly starts with a J. J-E-L-L-Y. Careless mistake, so uncool. What I meant to say is that there's no way it would have such a simple name. The name's hiding something important. There has to be a double meaning. Dadu, who's been searching through the logs, suddenly stops. Got it. He displays a graphic on the monitor. It looks like a scan of a very old paper document. The letterhead reads Z program top secret. The program began in 1973. When was CERN formed? 1954. Ask Dadu, but Kurisu answers instead. Her tone flat. I thought that maybe CERN was formed with the Z program in mind, but 54 means my guess was off. When was the IBN 5100 put on the market? In 1975. So maybe that's why the IBN 5100 was central to CERN's operation. The years match after all. No, that's wrong. It can't be something as stupidly simple as that. There has to be a worldwide conspiracy involved. Maybe IBM hid their proprietary programming language in the IBM 5100 for the sole purpose of its use in the CERN Z program. IBM and CERN are co-conspirators, and both of them are being manipulated from the shadows by an even larger organization. Yeah, that's way more interesting. Get JPEG? Come on, I can't copy-paste this. Dadu mutters some complaints. The text isn't in French. What's on screen right now looks like English. Actually, there's French, Dutch, and German versions too. The content looks the same though. CERN's purpose heading into the 21st century shall be to establish control over space and time, thereby to enable the destruction of extant histories and the creation of an everlasting utopia. Ruled by the committee that encompasses the entirety of the past and future events. Kurisu suddenly starts speaking at a stilted clip. Oh right, Maki says she can do English. Way to go, assistant. Your studies abroad in America were all for the sake of today, wasn't it? Of course not. Stop assigning people roles in your fantasy world. Daru relinquishes his chair, allowing Kurisu to sit in front of the computer. Destroying the history based on the rule of the time, space, and it, and achieving a complete utopia by community includes the future from the past in other words. In order to maintain this project's secrecy and to allow its name to remain relevant in changing circumstances, we designate it the Z program. Z like the Greek Omega or the Cyrillic, I can't pronounce it. Like Syrian, I guess. Cyrillic? Yeah. It is forbidden to assign any meaning to this name or to seek in its significance beyond the project itself. Negative returns are predicted should this edict be violated. The Z program is a top secret program spanning international borders. Like magnetic wave research, it has been approved for top priority funding by the Committee of 300. Henceforth, all other research performed by CERN shall function to keep the Z program existence secret. I guess Kurisu is reading the preface to the document. It's getting rather dull. Is there anything specific about what exactly the Z program is? Daru types on the keyboard from the side, bringing up another window. Here. This can't be. Kurisu bends forwards and stares wide-eyed at the words on the screen. What is it? The purpose of the Z program is to perform time-space displacement experiments by means of high-energy proton-proton coalitions. Time-space displacement experiments. In other words, time travel. I have to struggle to keep them from shouting. Him from shouting. I quickly run over to the window and close it. It might make it hotter inside, but it would be worse if people outside overheard us. No way. It was true? You're telling me they've been deceiving the world for nearly 40 years? Just as I suspected, a great shadow lurks behind CERN. Most likely the organization, or one of its puppets. What organization? You tune your bow, nutjob. At least try to be serious some of the time. Don't be ridiculous. My words are always grounded in truth. Anyway, shouldn't it be the committee instead of the organization? That's what it says here. The Committee of 300. I don't think they need CERN's Executive Council. What are they talking about? The world is full of lies. It's not as beautiful as you think. Listen, Ocaran. I am listening. The Committee of 300 is the dark power that controls every secret society, every government, every multinational corporation. You're making things up again. It's the truth. Google it if you don't believe me. Till now, the human race, for all its accomplishments, has never been able to overcome the barrier called time. The technology of time travel, which can break through that barrier, will change the course of human history literally. As it was when we split the atom, the forbidden fruit has the potential to grant us godlike powers. Not a man exists who can resist its temptation. And naturally, all those with power will use any means at their disposal to obtain it. Human morality is naught but a joke to those who would stand with the gods. Understand, Christina? Wow, that was quite a speech. Since you seem to know so much about it, does that mean you're aiming for godhood too? What Hyo-in Kyoma desires is the destruction of all who would call themselves God. The collapse of their hateful system and the glorious new age of chaos. I'm not asking Hyo-in, I'm asking Okabe. I am Hyo-in. In other words, you don't have your own reason. Damn you, assistant. How dare you attack my very identity? Forget about him, Makishi. Please keep reading. Daru, what do you mean, forget about me? I'm tired of listening to conspiracy theories. I'm more interested in the Z program than in your delusions. I told you they're not delusions and they're not theories. But Daru does have a point. Our top priority now is to expose the dark side of the international research organization known as CERN. Continue, assistant. At least show some respect when you're asking a favor. Though huffing out complaints, Kurisu obediently goes back to translating. Destroying the... Oh, stage 1. Construction and the implementation of the Large Hadron Collider. Over the past half-century, beginning with the proton synchrotron completed in 1959, particle acceleration technology has reached a point where standardized results may be obtained. Stage 2 implementation and testing of lifter technology. The formation of more than 2 artificial localized singularities, as well as the formation of Kerr black holes, will become possible when this stage is complete. In order to hide the program's true goals, it is necessary to intentionally leak misinformation regarding the formation of black holes. Stage 3, animal experimentation. Stage 4. Kurisu stops talking. She takes a deep breath, then finally mutters angrily. Human experimentation. For real? A chill runs up my spine. I admit it, some part of me still saw this as a game. I was elated to discover that an institution as respected as CERN was actually doing time travel research. After all, we ourselves had succeeded, whether by chance or design, in producing our own time travel phenomena. I thought that maybe we could beat CERN to the first functional time machine design, and wouldn't that be something? But now, just like I said to Kurisu, the world is full of lies, morals are meaningless. Was it really okay for us to get involved in this? Hey, Ocarin, remember when we hacked in before? I'm pretty sure that email we read said this. Results. Error. Human is dead or mismatch. For details, see the Jellyman's report. Someone died? Could that have something to do with human experimentation? My throat goes dry. Cold sweat seeps through my brow. And it's not because of the heat. Kurisu and Daru are waiting for me to speak. Are they entrusting the decisions to me? I ask myself, is this really okay? Are you sure? There's no turning back. It's true, but can I live with myself if I ignore this conspiracy? Daru, look up the Jellyman's report. Really? Really, but first, Christina. Eh? You should leave. Why are you suddenly... The Jellyman's report, it just gives me a bad feeling. Once we see it, we can no longer return to our normal lives. You're a genius. You're already published. For crying out loud, there's no need to throw away your promising future. Are you worried about me? Of course I am. You are my assistant after all. Keep telling you I am not your assistant. Thanks for your concern, but I'm not leaving. We need to expose this truth to the world. No, it's too dangerous. You're chickening out? We're powerless against this conspiracy. One wrong move and they'll have us erased. But still, this isn't a game. I'm not joking here. Fine, I won't tell anyone. Their expression shows she still doesn't agree. She finally submits. But I'm not leaving. It'll keep me awake at night. You won't regret this? I won't. She declares firmly. I don't know if it's her competitive spirit or if it's her bravery or if she's just ignorant to the ways of the world. But it doesn't look like I can persuade her to back down. Why? What about you, Daru? Prepared? Well, I am a super hacker. He's comfortable even in this situation. And with my skills, they'll never know we were here. That settles it. It's good that Mayuri's not here. I can't get her involved. I look Daru and Kurisu in the eye. Alright, let's begin. Kurisu gives the seat to Daru. Henceforth, this should be known as Operation Lagan's Chest. Look what that means. North mythology, the gigantic chest protected by 9 locks that contains the cursed sword Levantian. Oops, what am I doing? Ah! Why Norse mythology? Is that Norse mythology because it's cool, I guess? Anyway, what is it with men and military terms? Taduk, begin the operation. He soon finds the Jellyman's report. It requires a second password authentication, which Daru broke through easily. Ready? I'm opening it. Daru looks at me and Kurisu. I wet my parched lips and nod. The air in the lab suddenly seems thicker. Unable to escape through the closed window, it surrounds us with an oppressive heat. Daru wipes the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief, then timidly presses the enter key. The file opens. At first glance, it looks like a resume. There's a photograph on the top right. The top left has a name, age, height, weight, and other information. In the center is a long string of English text. Underneath that, there's something attached, like a scan of a newspaper clipping with a black and white photo. And then I know exactly what the Jellyman in Jellyman's report means. Jellyman's report of 10. Yep. Subject James McCarthy, age 31, American. Z program stage 4, date of experiment 2005 01 28 T13 05. Kurisu bends over Daru's shoulder, reading the content out loud. Results error, human is dead, mismatch. That again. It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the singularity inside the Kerr black hole. April 3rd, 1921, New York City, an unidentified man was discovered dead in an alley off Union Square. The right half of his body was embedded in a nearby wall. Sounds like Kurisu was reading the newspaper article at the end. The man's body was completely jellified. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer inside my head. It's past 2 a.m., which is hilarious because it is actually 2 a.m. right now. The window is closed and the lab is silent but for the humming of the computer. We stare at the gruesome image displayed on the monitor, speechless. I was right, we're in too deep. A half-expected guys in black suits and sunglasses to kick down the door and drag us off to a secret military prison. Better make sure the door's locked. What's going on here? Daru breaks the silence with a disbelieving whisper. They jellified someone? Upon hearing the familiar word jellified, I reflexively look at the bunch of bananas placed next to the computer. There's only one banana left. We didn't have a single successful experiment today, so none of them were jellified. But I don't think this is a mere coincidence. The jellified bananas produced by the Fernway name subject to change, and the jellified corpses produced by CERN's experiment, they seem identical in nature. They're experimenting on people. Kurisu speaks calmly despite her grim expression. She doesn't even avert her eyes from the gruesome image. And this means they've created a time machine, doesn't it? Even if it's not perfect. Eh? I'm still in shock, so I don't quite grasp the meaning of Kurisu's words. This New York Times article is from 1921, of course. The body was found almost, 80 years ago. 90 years ago. Look. Kurisu points to the part of the black and white photography, her finger shaking slightly. The jellified corpse of a man. She pointed to his shoulder, which has writing on it. Perhaps it was printed on his clothes. It fused onto the jellified body, but you can somehow manage to read it. CERN. So CERN used the LHC to send somebody back in 1921. Looks like they failed to keep him alive, though. Is this the only report? No, there's more. Looks like 14 people in total. More Jellymen? That means more jellified people, more victims of human experimentation. I swallow hard. I'm awfully thirsty. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and wet my throat. Show me the others. Dari pulls up another report. Without being told to, Kurisu begins translating it out aloud. Jellyman's report or not. This is in French though. Subject Dan Streisky, 26, Canadian. Z program 4, date of experiment 2004, 9/6, T14, 10. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. Newspaper clipping, I think it's in French, I can't read it. You can read the date though. January 31st, 2001. The location is Pau, France, I guess. 2001, that's fairly recent. Pretty big difference from James McCarthy, who jumped nearly 90 years back to 1921. Daru calls up a time machine translation, giving us the following. January 31st, collapsed man's corpse discovered in the forest outside Pau, France. Its left foot was fused in a tree trunk and the body had jellified. Daru goes to the next report. Jellyman's report 8. In Tamil Nadu. So, Linda Hill, age 25, British. Z program, date of etc. 2004. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. The jellified body of a woman was discovered in the streets of Dharmapuri in Tamil Nadu, India. There were signs that the body had been run over by a car. Daru goes to the next page. Jellyman's report 7. That's Japanese. Michael Lang, age 33, German. Z program 2002, okay. Results, error, human is dead, mismatch. The article clipping is written in Japanese. Looks like a pre-war newspaper. May 24, 1936, the corpse of what is believed to be a jellified human was discovered at the base of Mount Hiei in Kyoto. It was in a damaged state, possibly from having slid down the slope. It even happened in Japan. I've never heard this story before. It was pre-war though, so I guess someone born in the 90s like me would have no way of knowing about it. Next page. The picture shows a beach. Beautiful, but for the jellyfish, like body lying in the sand, it must have washed ashore. Jellyman's report 6. Mark Hughes, age 30, American. 2002. Human is dead, mismatch. On July 1st, 1985, a strange body washed ashore on the coast of Strymoi Faroe Islands. It appeared to be the body of an adult male, but its flesh was soft like that of a jellyfish. Some of the island's inhabitants believed that it was the body of a merman. The inscription CERN was found near the body's shoulder, but CERN denies any involvement. Keep looking. I've seen enough. There are 14 of these people. The sites are spread throughout the world. What can we deduce from this? They must have sent them to those places. I don't think so, it's too random. There was something about curved black holes and gravity, right? Isn't that the cause? It is believed that due to infinite compression by supergravity, the subject could not endure passage through the curved black hole's singularity. That's what it said. What's a curved black hole? Is it different from a regular black hole? It's a theoretical black hole with a rotating singularity. Their existence hasn't been proven yet, not that there's any way to prove one exists. Curved black hole, where have I heard them? Well, that's right, John Titor. Titor said his time machine used curved black holes. According to Titor, CERN finished their time machine in 2034. And Titor himself came from 1936. 2036. Makes sense for Titor and CERN to be using the same time machine technology. Kurisu closes her eyes in deep thought. Creating curved black holes? That's insane. If you screw up, it could swallow the Earth. And besides, curved black holes are just a theoretical construct. If Titor's predictions are a reality, then that means the LHC's worst-case scenario video on YouTube was right. Man, imagine if YouTube was called MewTube. That would be amazing. I don't know about Titor's prediction, but I've seen the problem video before. A CG mock-up of an LHC-generated mini black hole swallowing the Earth went viral when it was uploaded to YouTube. It was on the news 2 or 3 years ago. The gravitational forces inside a black hole are unbelievably powerful. It's certainly possible that passing through one could allow time displacement, but there's no way a human could do that and come out alive. That must be how these people get jellified. Wouldn't just jellify you, would tear you apart, particle from particle. That's what a black hole does. Before we discuss this, shouldn't we look through the rest of the time machine research? Daru's already started pulling up new documents. I'm subtly afraid. Is it okay to keep hacking CERN like this? Should I stop him? I'm the one who asked him to do it, but things have gotten serious now. But at the same time, irresistible curiosity wells up inside me. Time travel is becoming a reality. I want to know that it's true. I can't stop now. Here we go. There's a file in the Z program that explains time travel theory. That was pretty easy to find. CERN should have better security. Their security's fine, I'm just too good. Daru is my favorite right arm. Thought he was your super hacker. Hacker. So what does it say, Christina? This is in English too, so I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Kurisu's eyes dart left and right across the line. Her early reluctance has vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way, but this is... Is Titor really... What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Alright. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same as Titor's theory. Basically, the LHC smashes protons together at 99.999999991% the speed of light. By doing so, they compress a mass of 12 negative 24 to the I don't know how to read that kilograms into an extremely tiny space of 10 negative 19 meters. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass. Thrust into a narrow space with great force. He's going to take it out of context. The explanation's too vague. That explanation's too erotic. What part of it is erotic? Ah. Hashida, you pervert. Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you. Her blushing cheeks make her denial less than effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. What were we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right, successful compression generates a microsingularity which... Microsingularity, not a mini black hole? Same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. This process generates a black hole with two microsingularities. Black hole with two cores? Like a cowlick with two hairs. Door making a racket. With two hairs. No, I think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Fine. Say there are two cute girls, Michan and Kuro-chan. Sisters are moe, haha. By feeding Michan and Kuro-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Electric shock torture, is this some sort of a roge? So you force them to rotate at an extremely high velocity. And then theoretically Michan and Kuro-chan transform into magical girls. Rings. Q stock transformation scene, got it. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. Oh my god. The resulting black holes exhibit what's called the Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyway? You said they spin, but what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But don't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right? The part that looks like it's spinning is just the surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. A black hole is just a point where extreme mass causes gravitational collapse. Everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not a point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Michan and Kuro-chan's hearts spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the Kuro. Before you said that, you said that such black holes' existence would be impossible to prove. What did you mean? A black hole has what's called an event horizon. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. Time and space switch places? Right, now we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That's because that becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. Can't even imagine what that's like. Since unrestricted spatial movements is impossible, you can never escape a black hole. For example, if Okabe jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, human eyes cannot see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing but the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. The exception is vital when you use a Kerr black hole for time travel. Get to the point. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Since it's spinning, it has angular movement. Like I said in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the cores spin? Just think of that as having momentum. If you keep giving Michan and Kuro-chan electrons, they'll rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear and the singularity will become a naked singularity. Naked? You mean the magical girl costume exposes a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation? Kurisu and I ignore Daru. Naked, you mean it becomes observable? When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped. And then the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated and the general theory of relativity to fail. The laws of physics are broken. Can such a thing exist? The negations of the theory of relativity and the principle of causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Korisu say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. Seems inconsistent, but the math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titus said the same thing, so Titus' time machine is using CERN's technology. But Titus' time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into the singularity. Look, this is a picture of the LHC, but their strange equipment is installed at the proton collision site. Looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it? Daru, what? Have you heard of it? Lifter. I think I saw that in the Z program files. Wanna Google it? Daru opens up a browser window and enters lifter into a search engine. We've got hits. 422,000 results. That many? I guess it's not a secret. Could this be it? Lonocraft. Lons are charged particles. The meaning matches. We click on a link that says Lonocraft Lifter. Takes us to a video. Looks like some dim garage. But it doesn't seem like anything secretive, just a garage like you'd see in an average American home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. It looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected to some sort of generator with a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After explaining something in some language I don't understand, Russian maybe, the person filming the video slowly turns the power on. And then, it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains stationary. That's an anti-gravity device? Don't be ridiculous, that would be the breakthrough of the century. It's called an ionocraft. So it probably has something to do with electrodes and charged air. Korisu doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up information on the ionocraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but I don't know how they work since the sites all give conflicting theories. CERN is using this lifter technology. It's a vital component of their time machine. If they can manipulate a microsingularity mass, gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices. Well, under those exact conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible. My curiosity is growing more by the second. But it looks like CERN's having trouble adjusting their lifter. They don't have full control over the microsingularity gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity. That must be the reason why the subjects turned into Jellyman. Korisu nods. Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by its tremendous gravity. As a result, substances become fractalized. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that it's right. It might take months to prove. Korisu shrugs her shoulders in resignation. So CERN's lifter is still incomplete. If Tata is telling the truth, then CERN won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave subject to change first, then we'll have outwitted CERN. We don't have half the equipment or funding CERN does. What makes you think you can solve a problem that they can't? This isn't that simple. CERN still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's destination in time or space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if this is all of them. There could be Jellymen buried underground or floating in space, actually. I'm almost certain there are. There's no point traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from the Earth. It's not practical at all. Taito said he had a veritable gravity lock system. He can use that to lock onto the Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Taito's explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. But if you're only moving through time, won't you just arrive in the same location? Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. Right, rotation and revelation. The Earth's rotational velocity is about 1650 kilometers per hour. Alright, let's check the email. Paris. Have you bought Phantasm's debut single, Nya? It's the theme song for Rainet Kakeru, so it's really popular. Faris brought 5 copies, Nya. It's my duty as Rainetter. Anyway, there's an important secret hidden in Phantasm songs. The key to unlocking it is, oops, the bell's ringing, Nya. Looks like someone here, better see who it is. I'm aware they are said to contain directions to the sanctuary. Oh my god. Let's see this one. Sounds funny. Anyway, with that email sent, I might actually pause it here because my throat's starting to feel really, really crummy. I'll leave this video here at this point. I know it's not the best point to leave it, and I was hoping to get to a more like finished sort of point, but let's just leave it here for now, and I'll try and get back onto the series ASAP. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.